Hi everyone, welcome back to Writer's Dream Coach. Here's another installment of my weekly video. I'm Frauke Möbius, German coach, therapist, and author, and I help authors write more efficiently, and feel better about the whole career stuff that goes on with being an indie author. Today, we're going back to something really basic. The fundamental blocks that we experience about writing and about creativity. Now, you may not remember this, but you can observe it in families, kindergarten, schools, and all the way up through higher education. Creativity is rarely honored, expected, and cherished. Even in kindergarten, we mostly learn to be orderly, to behave, to obey rules, to do as you're taught, to color inside the lines. Obey the rules, be nice, be quiet, don't make a mess. Creativity is messy, almost by definition. And this goes on. I mean, you might have received some praise for your drawings on a piece of paper, but that's probably about it. You probably received more criticism, especially with writing, if you did not write the essay you were supposed to write, if you took a different take on your assignment, you did not get rewarded for creativity. Sadly, most schools are about rewarding learning by heart. So it's not a surprise that as a young person you developed a kind of internal rule or a belief that creativity is not a good thing, and that maybe you aren't even good at it, that maybe you can't write because your efforts in school landed you in trouble, particularly if you are a creative person. So there's one reason why we might have developed a limiting belief that we can't write, that it's just not in us, that we don't have what it takes, that even if we start writing and it's kind of fun, there's this nagging voice inside that tells you, you're not supposed to write. This is not right. This is not what you're supposed to do. So there's one reason we're feeling bad about writing, but there's more. See, we form these beliefs through experiences, but the experiences themselves are still hidden in our memory, and they still trigger negative emotions. So you're sitting down to write a blurb. A lot of authors hate writing blurbs, the short descriptions that go on the back of the book, for example. And they aren't easy because they're marketing. They have to have a different voice than your story, but not too different because people are supposed to be drawn to the story. So this can be tricky. And if you sit down to write a blurb, it might feel very much like sitting down to write an essay for homework. And deep inside, buried in your memories, you remember how it went with those essays, how terrible it was to write them, how maybe even your mother stood there threatening you, you have to write your essay now. Or you told it to yourself on the higher levels, I have to write this essay, and I don't know how. And all of this comes back, pouring through your emotions when you sit down to write the blurb. That's not helpful. There's more. There's a third level which can inhibit your ability to write and your ability to write happily. Excuse me. And that is the family system. Now, I have training in the family system and how it works. and this may be a concept that you have not heard of before because it's been mostly developed in Germany. Basically, a family system consists of the family members, the current ones, your ancestors, and of course, the ancestors of both family trees that you are the result of, father and mother and their families. So basically, there are two lines of family systems meeting in you, and possibly there's your own family where you're developing your own system with its own rules. But you inherit basically rules and energy and expectations through your family lines. And there's so many rules, they're all individual, but it's very possible that unless your parents and grandparents were writers, your family is not used to having writers in the system. And the system does not encourage change. The system exists to protect itself. And the rules exist to protect the system. Now, if things have worked in the past, like every woman has to marry a businessman to be safe, you happen to marry another writer, you may be out of luck. The family system is resisting your profession. If the family system says the only jobs that you're supposed to take in order to make money is banker, insurance broker, and possibly teacher, I'm making these up. Again, you may have a difficult time making money by being a writer. And yeah, I know how that feels because in my family there are no writers either. My family has been, well, teachers and state servants, all of them with very safe jobs. So, yes, there are family rules. Now, these are all three layers where blocks and limiting beliefs and resistances may come from. I'm trained in working with all of them, and I use EFT, which is an awesome technique to change limiting beliefs, to release the emotions connected to old unpleasant experiences, and we can even change the family system through the help of EFT, which is amazing. But let me tell you, I've seen it work, I've seen it happen, and this is possible. And I've had more than one success with people who said, but I can't write, I can't be a writer, which is simply an expression of limiting beliefs. But it was their belief. And you don't really go against something that you believe deep in your heart, even if it's a dream to become a writer. So now you know there are limiting beliefs, there are experiences that block you, and there's family rules. And you can look at those, and seeing them already removes a lot of their power. And you can tap on that. I have some suggestions below. And if you think you would learn more, contact me. Write a comment, send me an email. We can look at these together. We can release that old composting material together. And I'm glad to help. And keep reading my blog. I'm going to post more about this. But yes, I'm marketing myself. But the truth is, this work is best done individually because every one of you has different beliefs, different experiences, different families in the background. So this is stuff that works best on an individual level, and I'm here to help because I know what it takes. I self-publish my own books. I just released a new one. I know what it takes, and I run into my own blocks and limiting beliefs, and you bet I am tapping on that stuff. And it's getting better. But anyway, I'll be back next week with more about these blocks and limitations and the levels of resistance that you can experience, and we're going to talk about each of those. And I encourage you to take a good look at what is going on when you run into resistance to writing. Don't get angry at yourself. Become aware of what's going on. Kind of just look at your reaction. Observe and write down what you noticed. And then you can work with it. You need to see things before you can do something about it. Here's to more stuff. Here's to releasing resistance. Here's to writing happily. I'll see you again next week. Happy writing. Let's go make words. Bye.